All right, let's dive into it, huh? So this is a viewer submission that we'd actually played against Niv, playing this deck on stream at one point, and it looked really sweet, so they submitted it to the stream to be played. So we have here an Overgrown Snapvines deck. This is one of the sweeter build-around cards in Runeterra for sure. 7 cost 5/3. Then when you summon a follower, kill it to summon an Overgrown Snapvines. So lots of Snapvines here. In addition to Snapvines, we also have They Who Endure as a piece of top end, and these two pieces of top end work in kind of different ways, right? So They Who Endure is a payoff that is good once you've deployed all of your stuff and have had a bunch of things die, whereas Overgrown Snapvines encourages you to hold things back a little bit. So Snapvines is a better card to have early, whereas Endure is a better card that you don't mind having much later into the game. The cheaper part of this deck is a bunch of things that we don't mind having die, such as Warden's Prey, Sentry, Cursed Keeper, and then things like Ravenous Butcher and Blighted Caretaker and Glimpse to kill them. The only champion we're leveraging in this deck is Maokai. So this creates us a sapling the first time you play a unit each round. So Maokai works very well with Snapvines specifically, because the way this works is if you have Maokai in play and you play a Snapvines out, it immediately summons a sapling, which then turns into a second Overgrown Snapvine. So this works very well with our top end. And then because we're having so many things die, we can actually level Maokai somewhat consistently in this deck. And his leveled mode's an alt win con. When he levels up, he obliterates the enemy deck, leaving 4 non-champion cards. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games here with this and see how it goes this morning. Nice Bushes. Yeah, I am the only one who's conscious in my house right now. I also went to bed super early last night, though. Are we scared of over-milling and losing to that? No, not at all, Alert. Remember, the toss mechanic in Runeterra explicitly does not obliterate champions out of our deck, so we can't, like, get rid of our Maokai. So, like, if our deck gets really small from tossing things, we'll be able to Maokai and then obliterate their deck, and generally speaking, that's going to deck them before we deck ourselves. Morning, Siggy. Garen a soul. Keep the Glimpse here. The Butcher too. I guess it's a turn 1 3/2. I'm mulligan this looking for a better payoff card. Okay, sweet. Little KDA to get us amped up for the new year to start today.
Nothing escapes my watch.
Have pretty decent open attacks here, cracking them for 5. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm just gonna hang tight and bank some spell mana here. I'm up.
I suppose.
Go ahead and Glimpse this, so this way I can pass priority, and I don't mind burning a couple of mana. So I wanna get Maokai down and going, I think, but I don't want him to get eaten by this turn. So I want them to attack first before I deploy this. And if they elect not to attack, then that means they don't kill this, which would be fine for me.
Alert the village! These isles will be cleansed.
Cleanse the isles, chat. It's like a, is that like a juice cleanse, Maokai? What are we doing?
These old eyes still see far and clear.
Go ahead and go Sentry into Caretaker here, I think.
Slow down, will you? They will pay for what they did to you.
All
Nice.
that matters
This
now is
pretty
the
good this
little
matchup.
ones.
This is one of the sweet things about this build, is because we have things like Maokai to play to and Endurance Snapvines, we really don't mind killing our own things.
Feeds on death.
So we're a kind of unit-based deck that doesn't mind playing Ruination. Sure, you've kept your scout unit. This is a pretty solid damage hit here again, put it going down to 7. Although notable that they're probably a what's it called? They're probably a deck that has like star shaping and stuff in it. I think the game noises are a touch loud, maybe. Okay.
We fight for those who cannot.
Looks about good. Alright, what are we doing here? So they played a Garen. Maokai's a 10 out of whatever. Gotta play Thornton. See what they do. Pretty easy trade here.
They're saplings.
It could have been right to wait on that until, it could have been right to wait on that until
The chains, they never
until we had taken
stop.
some damage.
What's that noise?
Honestly, I think I'm just gonna draw a couple of cards here. Maybe I should have held on to this to see if we drew Snapvines first. RS for Justice, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Pesky's kind of cute.
Stay resolute.
So I have Glimpse technically to pop this. None of these are fantastic attackers into Garen though.
Yeah, yeah.
We could just make some Evershade Stalkers. That might actually be the play here, just like running Evershade Stalkers and slam into them. We have one spell mana banked, so we could spend all our mana this turn, and then we'll go up to 8. We could ruinate on their next turn. Could be appealing as well, especially if we keep this alive this turn.
See what's inside. Fight them, cut them, kill them. More.
The voice lines on these things are so creepy.
Another and another.
Hold fast.
Okay, I mean, we got a hush out of them at least, so I feel like even if we had held that till next turn, it probably would have gotten hushed. Them taking 4 there feels like a win for us as well. I guess this does give Kieran the level up. Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, we're playing a bit of a brew, right? So, like, our opponent doesn't know that we're a They Who Endure deck, right? So, like, you at home know that they should, if they knew our deck list, this is like heads-up deck list situation, they would probably save that for Endure, but they don't, right?
Her light is our sword, her warmth our armor.
Goodbye, friends. Maokai is at 20 out of 25 now.
Proud warriors of the sun's true light.
I'm gonna go ahead and play this as a blocker. Honestly, there's a chance this deck should just be playing actual copies of Pesky Spectre. I think this card's super reasonable. Morning, Panda Princess. So Maokai will be leveled once we Dead Bloom plus Stalker next turn. Or we could just do this. Snapvines confirmed. Busted, shit. Snapvines concede just like we drew it up. Just like we drew it up. I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. Alright, so they're a They Who Endure deck. Likely the Endure aggro deck. Honestly, I think I'm kind of into keeping all of this. Twin.
These old eyes still
Play Sentry out. Try and keep life level high a little bit here.
The chains, they never stop.
They never
Gotta
stop.
get out of here. I want to go home. That light. We weren't expecting callers.
We are going to play some cat after this. Today's lineup's real good. Morning, Lowski. You have killed my cantrip. Got him.
alert the village.
Alert the village. I'm just gonna go ahead and critical here, I think. I have these Runations lined up for later when they eventually drop Endures. We'll try and bank some spell mana up so we can be holding these to clear the board. If I didn't have these Runations rolled up in hand already, I'd prioritize saving that Crumble for their first Endure, but as is, I think we just pass. puzzle boxes aren't really my type of thing in general, but it seemed neat. It seemed like a good cross promotion type thing. It seemed like that person was fairly popular on YouTube. They had like 4 million subs or something like that. So my turn will be turn 6. So we'll want to bank some spell mana going into their turn 7. That'll be the first time they can deploy and endure. So we'll probably just Dead Bloom and then pass here.
Become who I was always meant
2020 is going to be the year of the Snapvine, right? So that works. The year of the Snapvines. Guess I could play this out. If this dies, it leaves a Spiderling left over. Man, what a chain. Just Unspeakable Horrors made this, which made this.
Ready the torches.
Rough. I think I'm gonna Maokai into Aristocrat into Glimpse here.
I tire of waiting.
What's that noise?
Beep, 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 beep. They could have second Unspeakable Horror here. A lot of these decks have been playing 3 of that card. So we have 11 total mana this turn. Start with Bark Beast and see what they do. If we don't let ourselves get punked by Endure, we should be able to win with the Maokai alt text, I imagine, here. Okay, and now they can't endure this turn, so that's good to note. Honestly, I think I'm just doing this. Try and find an Endure of our own or a Snapvine. We did toss an Endure earlier. The other Maokai is not terrible. It means we can ruinate and not feel bad about it easier. Hey, happy New Year, Steve.
Protect our grove.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack with this and go back to 20. Just prioritize keeping my life total nice and high. One thing to worry about a little bit is that once my opponent gets to 10 mana, they can endure an atrocity in the same turn. So that's another reason to want to keep our life total extra high. Maokai's up to 20 out of 25 here. So play this out because we don't want to burn mana. So I have 13 total mana here, and they can't endure this turn. So that means I could technically... Oh no, I was gonna say I could obliterate and then Maokai again. We're actually one short of that, right? Does Caretaker level Maokai? I don't think so. Oh, it tosses 2 as well. Yeah, maybe it did. I forgot it was going to toss 2 when it came into play. Depending on what their attacks look like here, we might level Maokai yet. Atrocity killing Maokai. That's really good for us. Hey, Hexaplegic Squid, been super busy last month or so. So I missed my resub in the stream for a while. Happy New Year to everyone. Here's to Jeff. Thanks for the Prime, Hexaplegic. Welcome back. I think I just wait until this is leveled to play it now, right? Well, I guess these are fearsome. A little scary. What if I just ruinate here? I guess if I ruinate, I toss... So the problem is, if I ruinate, I tossed 4 because of these. But I guess I'm gonna have to do that at some point anyways, right? I think we might actually be going to a draw at this point. Because I shouldn't have played out the second Thorny Toad because of the number of cards in my deck. Yeah, and so we've burned... We're through our Snapvines and our Endures now. Yeah, so I think I might actually... We might be playing for a tie now at this point. Because we're going to go down to 4 cards in deck when we draw next turn, and then this will obliterate them to 4 cards. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! They're going to stop us from decking with Pesky Spectre! Opponent, thank you. You know not what you do. Yeah, so we just can't play the Spectres when we draw them. I mean, they could still technically kill us, right? Like, if they have an Endure in hand right now, and this notably obliterates, it leaves 4 non-champions, so we could get Endured here. Oh, that's true, too. That's true, too. I had 1 more Maokai in the deck, so that could shuffle a champion spell back in. It's a good thought. Alright, well, this means no Endure this turn.
All that matters now is the little ones.
The champion spells reshuffle is a good point. I thought about that.
See the world from behind a basilisk.
So the opponent has 2 attacks left this game. They have this attack and then 1 more, and then they deck out. This is the first deck of 2021. We've been live for a month though. Man, I'm about to get atrocity chat. It's gonna feel real bad. Man, 2021 and still can't escape 2020 chat. Fuck, I thought 2020 was over. God damn it. Damn it, 2020. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. We're gonna be trying to escape 2020 for many years to come, chat. It ain't over. There's gonna be rippling repercussions. 2020 had 1 more atrocity left in the tank. Oh, that's great. Is it January 1st, 2021? Or is it Blur's Day, March 306, 2020, chat? We'll never know. We'll never know. Elise Darius. I'm gonna mulligan all of these, looking for other cheap cards to pair with Thorny Toad.
Explosives primed.
So it looks like probably Spider Burn with Darius at the top end.
No one's the wiser.
Pretty good turn 2. Hit me for 8 for a blocker.
The chains, they never stop.
They never stop.
Nothing escapes my watch.
Pretty happy to trade for any of these, right? This attack. I mean, to be fair, our deck has a lot of low end in it. That's a good one, too.
The Blessed Isles live through me.
Live through me. You know, maybe I should have just taken that pass against their aggro deck. Yeah, I think that was a mistake, and I should have taken the pass. Yeah, I fucked up. I should have taken the pass there. 100% should have taken the pass.
Protect our grove.
We don't have any Doom Beasts in our deck, but we do have these at least. And I have Glimpse on this is technically a gain 2 in a pinch. Not especially because they have the attack token, only because they have the attack token. Literally the reason to not... Literally the reason to take the pass there is because they have the attack token. It's the only reason. If they didn't have the attack token, there's no reason to take the pass there. Think we just trade this for this and go to 7?
Gotta get out of here.
Ready.
Really? Great deal. So we're at a virtual 9, but that's still pretty low. That was probably the best draw in my deck.
There's nothing to fear.
Protect our grove.
They didn't have Darius. That's a good start for us, considering we're at 7. I've been very, very dead to Darius here. Bing. Do.
I tire of waiting.
I don't know that I have any other 3-power things I can draw here. Oh, that's actually a great one, right? This might bog them.
We could use a
Really? Okay. Deal.
so young.
Okay, Maokai's at 19 out of 25 already here. Dead to decimate plus whatever here. Why is that? I get to attack for 3 more. Thorny Toad's a great draw with these glimpses in hand, and this one's ephemeral. This has been like a pretty sweet turbo Maokai deck, all things considered. Like, it's got this Endure plan at the top end too, but like leveling Maokai seems like it's been a real plan. Yeah, opponent just conceding. Sick.
We will heal these isles.
Yeah, this is sweet. I haven't played Maokai. I haven't played a deck where Maokai felt good that wasn't deep before, and this one seems super reasonable. Yeah, it's been good so far, Niv. I think the only change I made was I put a 3rd Stalking Shadows into the deck because Stalking Shadows is busted. Yeah, you can always type exclamation point deck to find my decks that I'm playing on my Mobilytics page. Alright, so Twisted Fate, Ezreal Gangplank, bit of a brew here. Probably something mid-rangey. Endure is probably great in this matchup.
Be nothing left when I'm done.
These old eyes still see far and clear.
I'll buy some time.
Safeguard our homes.
Make it rain? Sure.
Light the signal fires.
I'll give it firepower.
That's pretty good.
The blessed Isles live through me.
Got a surprise for him.
What is this champ spell? Heal all allies, 3, toss 3. It's very bad. I wish this card healed your Nexus as well. I don't think it would be busted if it healed the Nexus, and it would definitely be playable.
They're out there. I'll spot 'em.
Boom ship, sure.
Barbarossa's name.
Clear off.
Make it rain. Some things die while others feel the pain. Make it rain.
See the
This endure is gonna be like Xbox huge here before long. It's gonna be real big.
Gotta go with the flow.
Fuse his legs.
Through the coral.
If I sat magic, it saves my dome 2 points of life. So I think that's the play. I guess I could also just glimpse him there. The problem with this is now I don't have Maokai out for my Snapvines next turn, which is sad. I think I need to kill this before it deals too much more damage to me.
Grow up so fast.
You'll fight or you'll swim.
Double pay for the next kill. Give them a chance. My saplings.
They'll be blown in the water.
Wow, that's brutal. Funsmith Shark does not mess around. Huh. Here's hoping this is lethal. We could just die here. We are at 4, and they have a Funsmith and a bunch of mana. 3 cards in hand.
Like a fish in water.
Yum yum!
Sometimes lucky. Sometimes lucky. So because Petty Officer is a play effect, the 1-drop enters play before the option. Yeah, it's exactly correct, Dark. Niv, is this deck good? Have you played this much before you submitted it? This deck feels super cohesive. Like, it's got, like, a couple different things going on that all kind of work together and attack from different angles. It's better to be lucky than good, but it sure helps to be both. You're not wrong. And a 70% win rate in almost 60 games, climbing from gold to platinum. This is with it. Sweet. There's no atrocity. No, I think we have enough expensive cards at our top end that you don't need atrocity. I think a lot of the decks that play atrocity in Runeterra are too greedy and probably shouldn't be playing them. But card game players hate losing to other mid-range and control decks, so they tend to overfill their deck with cards that are good in those matchups. Trying to keep a little bit of a curve here. Mulligan trying to find a Maokai. Like, the number of games where you have a giant endure and you need atrocity to actually win that game are kind of few and far between. A lot of the time, the games you are winning with atrocity, you are gonna win anyways, and you're gonna lose a lot of other games with this atrocity stuck in your hand.
Nothing escapes my mind.
Simon, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Snapvines is very good with Maokai. If you have Maokai in play and play Snapvines on 7, you get 2 5/3s that then turn the rest of your units into endless 5/3s.
Everyone's a garden. Come this way.
That's really good. We get extra gem out of this now.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
Kind of assume they're a field rush deck.
The chains,
They never stop. Do I hang on to all of these for post Snapvines? I think I do, right? Well,
These are troll lands.
Also known as Twitch, an Amazon subsidiary. Crumble down, Mr. Trundle. Crumble down. Giddy on up.
Believe or burn.
I'm gonna leave this in play because I want to eat it with the Ravenous Butcher post Snapvine.
I bear a message from. Oh, hey, what's that?
A chill in the air.
Oh no, not my 5-3. Yeah, exactly that. If they manage to answer these snap bites somehow, the endure that's going to follow it is going to be massive. They are likely a Hush deck, is something to think about. MPK, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
They're out there. I'll spot them.
Oh, is that a good draw? If so, why? Please explain. Can anybody help me out? Is this one good?
A true Freljordian welcome.
Want to see a magic trick? Oh, you know what? I should have played the Dead Bloom there, because next turn I could have played a 2-mana spell into a 7-mana spell. That's technically inoptimal sequencing there. Oh yeah, you gem that Ice Pillar, opponent. You gem it right on up. Defense. YOLO Peach, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Alright, Maokai is thoroughly leveled. BT dubs. I guess this is at 22, which means Maokai, like, basically has to be leveled.
I'll protect the village.
Come on, chase me!
Oh, well, we're gonna chase you, Zoe. I'll try and find a Maokai. Man, that's gasoline. That's so great. Yeah, Snapvines don't kill Maokai.
Once I'm free, that's the second thing I'll do. Admire me.
I guess these toss 3 when they come into play. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should have taken the other one. It only tosses 2. The stat line doesn't really matter because they're turning into Snapvines anyways.
My, how they
Man, where are our Maokais, chat? It didn't matter, Snapvines. Hopefully that's enough to convince people that Snapvines is super reasonable here. Like what happened there was very unique, right? Like that, there isn't another card in Runeterra that would let us do what we did there. Best thing about this, you don't have to worry about your attack order. Yep, smash them all in there. Let the blocker sort them out. Happy New Year's, by the way. Guali, thanks for the follow. Awesome to see almost 500 people in here already this morning. If you're new to the channel, like Sat or YOLO Peach there, I stream Runeterra full-time here on Twitch. I do every single morning into early afternoon Central Cornfield time. I usually play 3 to 4 different decks every single day of the week. All of the deck names that are listed in the stream title are decks I intend to play today in the order in which I intend to play them. Also have a couple of YouTube channels where I post content very, very consistently. Alright, go hard. Let's find out how this is going to be, huh? I feel like Maokai early here is actually probably pretty good. I'm gonna mulligan these two, looking for cheaper things to enable Caretaker. CS Runner, thanks for the follow. We'd be finishing Final Fantasy VII today. Probably not finishing, but there's a good chance we play some of it. The game, Final Fantasy VII, actually ended up being longer than I was originally under the impression of. So we're 24 hours into it, and we're only at the start of chapter 16, and there's 18 chapters in it. No, don't kill my cantrip. How will I ever recover from the slow out?
light the signal fires.
It depends on what the viewer count looks like. Basically, my plan for most days during the week now is to do 3 Runeterra decks, and then if we're like over 500 or 600 viewers, I'll do a 4th Runeterra deck, and if we're under that metric, I'll instead do some variety stuff.
Never lost a fair game or played one.
Just as a small correction, Demente Loco, that tweet's referring to Twitch followers, not Twitch subscribers. So those terms can be confusing if you're not in the industry, because Twitch followers are the same thing as YouTube subscribers, whereas Twitch subscribers equate to actual money. So on Twitch, subscribers are people that pay to support content, whereas on YouTube, YouTube subs are people that just follow the content. I think we just bladed Caretaker here. If I try and do this first with the Maokai sapling, I won't have enough space to get my Abomination. I mean, to be fair, having a bunch of Maokais in this matchup is probably pretty good. Maokai, a lot of their units are really small, so Maokai helps us control the board really nicely.
If I kill you, I don't fortunes.
Yeah, we are. The channel is also high on subs since we started doing Runeterra stuff as well, though, because of all of the very generous Christmas sub gifts we had. Yeah, YouTube's paid version is memberships, like someone just said. You know, the overall audio level is different than it was previously. Grot, I spent some time redoing some of my audio setting. Is YouTube monetizing based on views alone? No, YouTube has a, they call them memberships, which are the equivalent of Twitch subscriptions, where you can pay money directly to support the content you're watching. That's a much more recent feature on YouTube, though, as a whole. Yeah, I picked up a new microphone. All right, so they're ready to pack our bags.
Sure. That shiver stopped me.
Honestly, double endure is probably great in this matchup. Bio Lizard, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
What does he want from
These are only at 6 right now, but with Maokai in play, we're gonna keep stacking those up pretty consistently. That's annoying. My deck doesn't have a lot of fearsome blockers. It's definitely something that's come up so far. Honestly, it might just be right to drop and endure this turn. I have 3 of them. Like this is an 8/8. I think I'm just gonna play an 8/8 here. Seems very reasonable. Should I have dropped the ephemeral one? Instead of me telling you you're wrong, tell me why you're right. Why do you think playing the ephemeral one here is better? You can always see the current deck list by accessing it on the overlay on stream or by typing !decks in chat. I'll always do my best to ensure that the information you want is available to you as a player at home.
You can't do this.
Try to keep those things up to date. It's looking like they're gonna level Twisted Fate.
A tribute to the Spider God.
We're getting pretty close to leveling Maokai though, so like seems pretty decent for us. Sure. Are we dead to opens with this? Not quite. You'll get more value out of the non-ephemeral ones later. Do you think there's gonna be a later? Like when I play a 12-12, they're gonna die, right? And like playing this means I can block their fearsome unit now. So I think you trying to assess getting more value exposes me to taking more damage, which means there's just not gonna be a later. Like look at my hand, right? Like my hand doesn't need more value. It just needs to not die in the short term. And having something around that like sticks around to block is very valuable for ensuring that there is something of a later. Javik Rod, thanks for the follow. And that's a good example of why it's important to explain why it's important to explain why you think I should make a play so we can have a discussion about it. Yeah, and I appreciate you clarifying. That was really, really good feedback overall. I'm just gonna deploy Maokai here.
I dealt with you shadow out types before.
So this way, if they play another spell before, play another card before they attack, I can go ahead and play something else out. To the person that I just timed out for asking why Runeterra is dying, people are so fucking stupid, man. It's just wild to me. Every game is always dying. I don't get it. You're the same thing I just challenged that person in chat to do with my line. Instead of me telling you why Runeterra is not dying, tell me why you think it's dying. Because all the metrics I have available to me indicate that that's not the case. So, I think you're probably pretty off base. Max Drixton, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Runeterra is barely released, chat. Runeterra hasn't been available to the general public for even 1 calendar year yet. It's not dying. It's just a new game. You don't just snap your fingers and suddenly have, you know, Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone's Twitch viewership. Abyssal and Wings, thanks for the follows. We could sap Magic to keep Endure healthy. I don't know. They probably have a deal one though, right? So I can go ahead and block and then we can sap Magic after the fact. Also, we're gonna get to level Maokai here, which is great. Oh, swap the Toad and the 2-1. Maybe. No, I wanna kill their 3-2, right? Obliterate! I put Hearthguard in front of his better. Oh, that 2-1. Sure. It doesn't matter. You're late, though.
I'm tired of waiting.
Suppose you want in on this.
Suppose I should leave you be.
Like, decks like this one that we're currently playing really make me wonder how many other decks are out there just based on existing cards that people haven't discovered yet because they're not exploring properly. Like, this deck is super sweet. They're about to have Infinity Go Hards. I mean, are they?
I guess you can win them.
Like, I'm about to play a 15-15 with Overwhelm and, like, attack for a lot. 16-16, sorry.
Eyes open.
Eat your fill.
Suppose you want in on this.
Suppose I should leave you be.
I mean, my opponent literally can't play a card next turn, chat, because Twisted Fate levels. So we're going to end the turn, they're going to draw a card, and then they lose.
And so life springs anew.
If they play a card, Twisted Fate kills them.
All or nothing.
Took a wrong turn, didn't you?
I mean, Runeterra has a number of inconsistencies in its wording, but things that fizzle versus things that don't fizzle aren't inconsistent at all. That's not one of them. So you are right to point out that there's inconsistency in some of Runeterra's wordings of how their cards work, but it's not like go hard still putting copies in your deck versus Vile Feast. That's super consistent. The word 2 is the detail there. So things like Glimpse and Vile Feast that fizzle when they lose their target, they have that word 2 in there, and that connector implies that the first thing has to happen to have the second thing happen. So, like, there are things in Runeterra that they've slowly been fixing to improve the wording on it, but things that fizzle versus things that don't fizzle is not inconsistent at all. Frosty Poopa, thanks for the follow, welcome to the channel. And versus 2 is the key there. Alright, another go hard matchup. I don't want Endure till later. I also like this 2 and this 3. Maokai in the opener sounds good again. I think this card's very good in this matchup for helping us control their early plays.
Nothing escapes my watch.
I think the people that want Go Hard to be changed to a 2 to shuffle cards back into their deck, I'm glad that those people aren't the ones making the balancing decisions in Runeterra. I think adding a small amount of counterplay in that way to Go Hard does not meaningfully address the play pattern issues that Go Hard creates. The fundamental problem with Pack Your Bags as a card from a design perspective in relation to the everything else in Runeterra is the mana efficiency that Pack Your Bags provides on a card that's an answer. If you look at all the other types of answer cards in Runeterra, things like Vengeance and Ruination, the key thing with those cards is that the amount of mana you spend on that answer is more than the threats, generally speaking. And that's a key design core thing that Go Hard / Pack Your Bags breaks with Pack Your Bags.
I'm always up for a round or two. Soak it in. I dealt with you Shadow Owls types before.
Yeah, I think balancing Go Hard's as simple as probably making Pack Your Bags and make it cost 4 or 5. I think 5 cost Pack Your Bags. 4 to 5 cost Pack Your Bags is probably reasonable. I think I'd like to see it go as high as 5 because I'd prefer you not be able to Ledros and pack the bags in the same turn because I think that's too much.
Gotta go with the flow.
Safeguard our home.
We just attack like this. Good chance they have Vile Feast here to stop this, but that is what it is. Really don't mind attacking with this too, do I?
We live here.
Best run while you can.
Getting to kill Twisted Fate here is huge. It's really good for us. And the fact that they didn't let this die in combat means I get to block Ravenous Butcher, which is sweet.
Where do you stand on cold shots?
Again, like, Pack Your Bags being fleeting, again, I would focus on the core issue with pack your bags being the amount of resource efficiency it is in comparison to all the other answer type cards in Runeterra. That's what I would focus on pointing out. We haven't had a lot of things die yet, but that's going to change over the course of the next few turns, so I think I'm happy to get a They Who Endure in the tank here. Oh, well, that seems great.
There's nothing to fear.
Protect our grove.
I also think another sweet thing they could do, my preferred change would be increasing its mana, or they could change pack your bags to deal damage equal to the number of go hards you've played in a game. I also like that change because it's not a strict downgrade, it just makes the card different. So like the first pack your bags deals 3, the second one deals 6, and then 9. So that way it scales as the game goes along as a card that closes the game eventually. Stone Age X, thanks for the 2 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back. But again, like, there's tons of changes they could make that are super reasonable. There's just like a couple of dozens, basically. Do you know when the next patch is coming? I don't know, actually. I don't know if it's this week or later. I'm just attacking with everything to start here. I want to be able to generate a challenger unit when I play a unit for the turn.
You can't do this.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, like, and the people in chat that are talking about other changes, like, again, there are tons of changes you can make.
Try again.
Light the signal fires.
Ooh. If this finds a Snapvines, that would be great to play this turn, huh? Snapvines would put these into overdrive. No, there's definitely a balance patch in January. So like this comment here from Detective is such a good example of the telephone game and people being shit at listening to like what was actually said. Like the quote that has been misquoted from Steve Rubin a bunch of times, if you go back and listen to what Steve actually said in that quote, was that there's a patch in January, but we've already loaded all the changes up into it and it will be small. Which means we could see some small balance changes in there, but not to cards that were released in the latest card drop. There's no guarantee that there's balance changes in there, but there definitely could be. Steve's direct quote was, because of their break, the January patch has already had the changes put into it. That's the actual quote of what he said. No, not Ruination. How will we ever recover now? I guess we'll have to figure something out, Chip.
Like a fish in water.
But Nader, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
Be nothing left when I'm done.
Go Hard is all over the ladder once again. Stop it. Listen, the plural of anecdote is not data. I get it that, like, we've now watched me, a person streaming Runeterra on the internet, play against Go Hard twice in a row, but I promise you that my sample size of 2 does not extrapolate to the entirety of the Runeterra ladder. He did use simple words. It's just people like you and others that wanted a hot, lazy take, it decided to ignore the entirety of what he said. As someone who's a small personality in internet spaces, the amount of times that people take things that I've said explicitly out of context and use them to push a narrative that they have that isn't what I actually said is incredible. And that's definitely what happened to Ruben in that instance. What he said was taken out of context. Because people wanted something to be upset about.
You got legs. Use them.
I suppose if my opponent goes end step pack, untap pack, they kill both my Snapvines would be bad for me. That's a great draw. But no, but Prime 4, thank you very much for the support. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. This is so dirty. Every time we do this, just like 3 mana for 15 power, it's so gross. Multi-counter, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Alright, 24 things have died. God, the Snapvines really puts this card into overdrive. This is ephemeral, yeah. Yeah, it's like they have to beat the Snapvines, but then they also have to beat the follow-up Endure. Proxy, welcome to the channel. Good morning. How many Maokais do we have? We have 2. We have 2 Maokais and 9 cards.
Stacking the odds.
Let's do this.
Correct. Do not play your Endure while you have Snapvines out. You'll get a Snapvines, not an Endure. Alright, if they block everything and then Vengeance, they go to 5. Grasp also okay for them here. You can always type exclamation point rank in chat to find my current rank. Ha! Got him! Never gets old, chat. Never gets old.
Try again.
Okay, so this is a... So these are gonna have pack your bags teed up here. The question is, do I want to play Glimpse? I think I do. We're at 6 cards. Oh, glitterate! Don't know about you, but Mao's feeling 42.
Okay. Go on then.
Give them room to spread their leaves.
Oh no, don't pack my bags. How will I ever recover?
There's plenty of killing there.
Friendo. Alright, so one of these has to be a pack, right? Or they're dead? Man, this deck's been gassed. This deck's been sweet. They died doing what they loved, drawing cards. Yep, ain't that the truth? This one's been really excellent. You built a sweet one here, Niv. This one's really great. I had low expectations going into this. This has been quite fantastic. I think I'm keeping Maokai to start. Getting to toss things early with him sounds good. The control aspect isn't great, but he makes things that help him level up.
Gotta get out of here! I can see the Devastian border from here.
Would you like to Vile Feast to not take damage next turn? And then honestly, I think we Cursed Keeper before we attack here, right? Because if they want to Avalanche, we get a 4/3 and we play this and hit them for 5.
The chains! They never stop! Safeguard our homes!
Nice to meet you. I will tend this garden.
In Avarosa's name!
Yeah, honestly, it could have been right to wait to play out the second Warden Spray last turn. Definitely just opening attacks here. It's also kind of sweet that, like, my opponent and I are playing the exact same regions, but our decks couldn't be more dissimilar, right? Got me. Oh no, don't kill my board. How will we recover? I guess with these 5 new cards? These 5 new cards will do it.
Eat your fill.
We could die to a field rush here. They're gonna get to Ice Pillar. They're still a little bit short of field rush this turn. They're going up to 8, 10 only.
In your boots. One troll to rule them all.
Man, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Okay, is that 12 out of 25? But it's probably going to be proactive enough here to run us down.
I'll knock 'em
How big is this thing? +3. So a pretty big hit. Yeah, Chariot's a free roll with Maokai going, right?
Leave your bags in the door. What will you have?
Well, we definitely start with this so we can hold Ruination up, right? Maokai is at 17 out of 25. Trundle has leveled. Trundle gains attack every time he attacks.
They look angry.
Let's talk about your attack.
Leveling him means I die next turn, right? I'm pretty sure I have Ruination here. Coach, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Morning, engineer. Yeah, with backup Maokai here, they also don't have enough mana to redeploy Ledgerus this turn is also relevant. And, like, we're gonna get to level Maokai here as well. So this Maokai is gonna level when he comes down. Yet, Feel the Rush is now a dead card. I guess they could technically have champions in their hand to pull with it.
This garden.
They can technically pull from hand. Easiest open attacks of my life.
I refuse to wilt.
Regazoo, thank you for the 24 months. Actually, is this an easy open attacks? If they play Ledros here, that's good for us, right? Because then I attack, hook Ledros, then I gain 3 back. Like, Ledros puts us to 4. Yeah, I'm wrong, actually. Let's play Sentry. Let's see what they do.
Still see far and clear.
Yeah, this is the first time I've played Maokai in a non-deep deck, and it's felt really good. Which, again, like decks like this and, like, Swain Thresh, they really make me wonder, like, how many other unexplored decks are out there that, like, are good that people just haven't tried because they're not interested in exploring new things. Oh, we do have a shark in the bank, too. That's a good thought. They technically still have Avalanche mana here, so I don't think I want to play this other Butcher out. I want to save Butcher. I want to save this other Butcher for post-Avalanche, should they try to sweep to kill me with this Fearsome. Yeah, Victor Heimer's a new deck, though. Like, that's a new archetype. many cards do I have left? I have 10. They have 2. So they're gonna get 2. They get this attack and then 1 more, which could be enough for them to kill us here. Ledros is very good. Yeah, if they have atrocity, we could die to that as well. A lot of these control decks are super greedy and play atrocity in addition to all their other top end. They play like atrocity, Field of Rush, Ledros, Tryndamere, like a ton of top end.
I tire of waiting.
Yeah, Harsh Winds is technically lethal here as well, is a good observation. I don't know that I'm supposed to play a second Ravenous Butcher out there to play around that, though. Yep, like I said, there's nothing we can really do about that. Okay, I think I'm happy with most of the decisions I made there. I don't think our deck doesn't really have tools to play around Atrocity. We don't have any frostbites or quick speed removal, and I don't really think we really want to make changes to our deck to play around that either. I think any changes we would make to our deck to make us better against Atrocity would make us worse in a lot of other places. It's just not worth making those changes. Kagigo, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. The TF Elise archetype could stand alone without Go Hard. I mean, it wouldn't be the tier 1 deck that it is right now, but yeah, it's probably still playable. That archetype wins plenty of games where it never draws Go Hard. Nah, I've been pretty happy with the flow of decks at $10 submissions, Titan O'Clock. With $10 submissions, it takes about a week to a week and a half for most decks to be played. 2 weeks at the tippy top or so, which means if someone submits, remember, you can still submit a deck with a higher donation amount. So like if someone submits a deck with a $25 donation, it just gets played like the next day instead of having to wait a week. So making the decks cheaper means that people get to choose if they want to pay extra or just wait a little bit. And I like having a lot of sweet things to play. I like keeping Glimpse Beyond against Fiora because I can deny her a kill. Ruination as this game goes long also sounds great. Vinkio, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
You can see the Demacian border from here.
Rivers shape the land and give it life.
Do they have a Shen to pair with this is the question.
The balance requires a watchful eye.
They do, in fact. Bong Jovi. Welcome to the channel. Oh, Twitch usernames.
Enforced equilibrium.
Ready the torches.
It's a little medium against single combat, but getting a single combat out here also isn't the worst. This denies them the ability to draw a card here, which is great. 9. I think I'm just banking spell mana this turn. I mean, are we that soft to fearsomes? Like, we have all the blockers that just got listed, plus we have Bladed Caretaker. Hopefully they choose to develop before they do anything.
The wood can't fight back, but I can.
Goodbye, friends. Nice Demacian deck. Getting to play Ruination in our unit-based deck is really, really good. The fact that, like, this deck just doesn't care and, like, actively wants to sweep its own board in corner cases like that is just so powerful. The Zoe emote broke it. We did high roll on the Zoe emote. We did high roll on the Zoe emote. All right, thoughts on what this is doing. I was honestly just like super happy with it overall. One of my concerns going into this set was that Snapvines was going to just feel like a worse version of They Who Endure in a lot of situations with this 2-2 split at the top end. But after playing through all the games that we played in this set, I honestly really liked the split. There were situations like on turn 7, you frequently don't want to play They Who Endure, whereas Overgrown Snapvines is a good card to be playing out in that situation, especially when you have Maokai in play. For those that aren't familiar with that interaction, when you have Maokai out, the sapling that he summons immediately turns into another Snapvine that's really powerful. As far as Maokai is concerned, too, this was the first time I played a non-deep deck that leveled Maokai consistently, and this was a very real win condition in the games that we played. I was super, super happy with that. We have 28 hits for Stalking Shadows, which this is another card that lets us find these pieces of top end consistently. Like that last game showed, getting to play Ruination in our deck full of other units puts people in really awkward positions where they overextend a little bit. Even if your opponent knows Ruination is there, like if this deck became a little bit more popular and people were familiar with it, the fact that our deck goes wide means that our opponents need to extend, and then Ruination gets to be a blowout, and it's not a big deal that we swept our board in a lot of instances because of follow-ups like Endure. So if you're looking for kind of a sweet off-meta deck, I think this is almost assuredly going to be my highlight video for tomorrow. If you didn't catch all of it, it'll be up on my YouTube channels. You can check those out. Today, we're not done with Runeterra yet, so don't go anywhere, but we're going to shift gears.